How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be walking you through the Liberty Falls Easter egg step by step. Let's get started. So for the first step of the Easter egg, we just have to open up all the doors on the map and open up Pack-a-Punch. Once we open up Pack-a-Punch, in the same room in the church to the right there will be a ether machine. We just want to go ahead and interact with it. Once we interact with the machine, Panos will spawn in and he will have a dialogue. You can either choose to sit there and listen to him, or you could just go around and go to the next step. The next step, we're going to have to build the wonder weapon. So if you don't know how to build the wonder weapon, I'm going to walk you through it now. If you do know how to build it, you can go ahead and skip to this timestamp to move on to the next step. So for the wonder weapon, there are 3 parts around the map that we need to go collect. For the first part, all we want to do is go over here to the graveyard right beside the church and kill zombies in the graveyard. After killing enough zombies, a farmer zombie called a groundskeeper will spawn in. All we have to do is kill him and he will drop a key. Pick up this key and then run to the shed that is right beside the graveyard and open that door. And inside you will find one of the 3 parts for the jet gun. For the next part, all we have to do is run over to the flower shop right outside the bank on the way to power. And on this hose, you will see a valve. Go ahead and interact with the valve to pick it up. Now we want to go to Liberty Lanes, which is the bowling alley. Once you get here to Liberty Lanes, on the right side lane, you will see this box on the wall. Just go ahead and shoot it or knife it. It will come off and we just have to place the valve that we picked up into the wall and it will start a defense sequence. So a bunch of zombies are going to start spawning in. On co-op, what you could do is have a bunch of friends kill the zombies around you while you are interacting with the machine, because you do have to interact with it. Or on solo, you can interact with it little by little, throw decoys, use ether shroud, and just be on your toes overall while you're doing this step. But once you're done doing this, the water pressure gauge will fall out. All you're gonna have to do is pick it up, and that will be 2 of the 3 parts completed. The last part is much simpler. All we need is either a mangler cannon, a mangler itself, or a mangler injection, and we're going to come over to this radio store by spawn. And with a mangler gauntlet, like I said, either the injection, the cannon, or an actual mangler itself, you just want to go ahead and blow this door open. Inside of the radio store, there will be a bunch of dig spots where you can just dig up. One of the little dig spots is going to have the last piece, which is the wiring for the jet gun. Pick it up, and now we're good to go build it. Now for the last thing that we have to do is just head on over to the motel and spawn. There will be this door with a bunch of zombies inside. Just kill all the zombies, and inside will be the craftable jet gun. You can go ahead and build it, and now we're on to the next step of the Easter egg. For the next step, we need to go around the map collecting 3 parts using the jet gun. The first part will be in the quick revive room. You just want to look over at the roof and you'll see this hole in the roof. Just use the suck ability on your jet gun and you'll be able to get that part. The second part is going to be by the bank on top of this bus. You just want to look over at this window. You'll see the next part in that window. Just use the suck ability on that one and you'll be able to get it. The last part is going to be in the church where Pack-a-Punch is at, right beside Panos. Again, just use the suck ability and you'll pick up that last part. Now we need to go ahead and build the LTG using the parts that we collected. So head on over to the roof of the Alamo, and on this workbench you can craft the LTG. Now that we have the LTG crafted, we need to go ahead back to the church and pick up the canisters from inside of this ether machine. Go ahead and bring that canister to the ether fuel generator that's going up to the church and drop the canister on one of these little trap thingies. Next, we want to go over to the graveyard, and there will be this ether storm. On the bottom, there will be this plate that we need to interact with, and it will start a defense sequence. The defense sequence goes on for about a minute. Just go ahead and protect the ether storm. Make sure no zombies get to it, and or at the very end, either an abomination or a mangler will spawn in. These enemies are going to be buffed up versions of the regular enemy type, so just be prepared for that. I would recommend either having a tier 2 or tier 3 gun already. All we have to do is get the health of the mangler or abomination low to the point where they start glowing in this purple aura and lure them towards the ether canister. Once they have this purple aura glowing around them, you want to activate the ether field generator trap and get them stuck in the trap right next to the canister, because the trap is going to kill them and put their soul into the canister. You know you do this right because you'll be awarded with either a max armor or a max ammo. Next, we want to go ahead and pick up this canister that has the soul of the enemy we just killed and take it back to the ether field generator. Watch out because you only have a minute and 30 seconds to do this. You also do move at a slower speed. So if you're doing this on co-op, make sure that a teammate's either protecting you, or if you're on solo, just keep your head on a swivel and make sure that no zombies are close enough to kill you during this process. Once you take the canister to the ether machine and interact with it, a drawer will open up in the canister giving you a device. Just pick up this device, and now there's going to be 3 little little machines that we need to go ahead and set up around the map. So to do this, all we have to do is go to the first one, which is by the shed by the graveyard. And when you arrive to this machine, this is what it's going to look like. You just want to hold out the device that we picked up using the tactical, whatever your tactical button is on your game. And on the screen, you'll see either three options. It will say either low, medium, or high. All these options are indicated by color. So if it's low, it's green. If it's medium, it's yellow. And if it's red, it's high. Now, I don't know if this is a bug in the game, but in your game, if it's green or low, then that translates to the machine having to be red. And if it's red, then that translates to the machine having to be green. If it's yellow, it's going to be yellow. I know this is tricky, so I'm going to put a reference on screen now so you can understand. Green is equal to red, red is equal to green, and yellow is equal to yellow. The second machine is going to be located right outside of Liberty Lanes on this little hill by PhD. Just whip out the little device, see whatever color it's on, and set it up. And the very last machine is going to be on the second rooftop portion of the Alamo. You know you did this step right when you go to the spawn. This ether machine will have 3 lightning beams just shining upon it from each machine. Just give it a while and a second ether canister will come out from the machine. When the canister comes out, just place it on one of these little trap thingies right by the fuel generator down here at spawn. And now we're good to go back to pick up the LTG that we left at the graveyard. Once we pick it up, we want to go back to spawn by the Radio Shack, and you will see another ether storm. Interact with this ether storm and a defense sequence will start again. All we have to do is protect it like how we did the first time, and at the very end another enemy type will spawn in. So if your first one was an abomination, this one will be a mangler. If your first one was a mangler, this one will be an abomination. Again, just like the first time, get the enemy weak enough to where it's glowing purple and go over to the field generator trap. Activate the trap and make sure he walks over by where the canister is at, gets stuck in the trap, and the trap will eventually kill him, putting his soul inside of the canister. You'll know you do this right again with a max ammo or max armor. Pick up the canister, and again we're going to take this canister up into the church and place it into the ether machine. Once we've done that, the machine gives us the option to start the boss fight. But before you start the boss fight, I highly recommend, highly to get kitted up, to get all your perks, to get tier 3 pack a punch on all your weapons, and to get a mangler injection, because the boss fight, especially if you're on solo, is very difficult. If you're on co-op, it's just as difficult, but it's a little easier because everybody will have their guns pack a punch and have mangler injections, and so it really makes it a lot easier. But once you're ready, go ahead and interact with the machine and the boss fight will start. There are 3 phases to this boss fight. The first phase is really easy, where you just have to kill zombies and get their souls. The second phase for this boss fight is going to spawn in a red mangler, just like the mangler that spawned in earlier when we were doing the LTG step. He's going to be really buffed up, so make sure that you're ready to kill him, and just watch out because zombies will also be spawning at this time and they will be super sprinting. But I wouldn't recommend using your mangler injection just yet. I would wait for the next phase. Once you kill the red mangler, all you have to do is clear the zombies that are currently spawned in, and we are on to phase 3 of the boss fight. So phase 3 is going to be just like phase 2, but instead of a mangler spawning in, it's going to be a buffed up abomination. This is when I recommend using your mangler injection. That way we can kill this abomination easier, and once we kill the abomination and clear all the zombies that are spawned in, the game is going to force you to go down, and boom, you have completed the Liberty Falls Easter egg. If you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe for more. Any feedback on the videos would be highly appreciated. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.